We spoke to Ross Stokes from the Accounting Collective, who used our services for tax, R&D, audit, payroll work and corporate finance.
Hi, I'm Emma, one of the partners of Cottons Group, and today I'm in London and I'm joined by Ross from the Accounting Collective, which is a boutique practice that we collaborate closely with.
Hello, my name is Ross. I am a partner in the Accounting Collective. I work closely with small businesses and private wealth clients. Sometimes we get asked to do certain things, which might be a one-off tax review, which could be pretty detailed and might be something we've not come across before. We might not particularly know how to go about that in the best way, and if we didn't have a firm that we could refer that work to, we might end up having to say to the client, we simply can't do it. So we're quite lucky that we do have that link up, and we can pass that work over and get it done and know that that relationship is going to be good. The hesitation that we would have if we didn't have our relationship already would be we'd be nervous about introducing a client to another accountancy provider. They might, obviously potentially move to that other provider if they see them as a better fit. But having clear engagement letters and guidelines about what services each firm are delivering obviously assuages that fear, and it's always worked very smoothly with us.
We often find that the independent practices need to reach out for support with tax advisory. That could be on a corporate level, could be on a private client level, or corporate finance, which may touch on mergers and acquisitions or the business sale life cycle. Or even payroll services. Often they just don't want to do that in-house. It seems quite a risky area. We also offer audit services, so we want to support the independent practices to be able to carry out the accounts work or the other compliance work that they offer throughout the year, but sometimes legally they need an audit which they're not able to carry out themselves, so we step in and do that part of the job.
The fact that we know we've got a home for any specialist work that comes up, which could be things like corporate finance, fundraising, audit work, etc., means that we're comfortable at the pitching stage of speaking to a new client, that we can talk about being able to service their full needs throughout their life cycle. So we do have a number of clients at early stage startups that want our kind of support, local, on the ground, but they would be uncomfortable if we weren't able to grow with them and do everything they need along the way. There's definitely benefits. There's to having no access to outside services. It allows us to scale up and offer more services without the need to build an in-house team. It means that we don't need to employ a bookkeeper to deliver on a potentially temporary service we can outsource. And it means we keep the client happy because all the services get done and we don't need to have an unwieldy team to deliver it.
I think how it's worked, particularly with the Accounting Collective, is just really good two-way communication. So they will tell us when they expect the work to land. We will tell them what our capacity is and whether we can fulfil that. We'll go a little bit back and forth as to what works with the client and just keeping that communication going throughout. If there's delays because maybe we need to get some more information, just making sure everybody in the picture is aware of what's going on and manage expectations.
When the opportunity comes up, we speak between ourselves and agree that timetable about the work, and then we obviously discuss also the fees to be presented to the client. So we know ahead of time what Cotton's quote is going to be that goes to the client. We can comment on it. We kind of have a good feel for what's appropriate, and if we are able to push back and make sure the fee fits the client and that it makes sense for everybody.
Yeah, I think that it's just about having sensible conversations. Obviously, the sort of work that the independent practices are pushing to us do tend to be the specialist work, which does attract a higher fee, but we are very conscious of making sure we have the right alignment with the type of client base that we're trying to service here, and making sure that it works for everybody involved. And although the specialisms do attract a higher fee, it's for us to show that value to the client as to what they're getting for their money.
And obviously we're very happy with the receiving a cut of the fees back that we've got agreed for not lifting a finger, which we very much enjoy.
Yeah, so we do try and work out between each practice what will work in terms of sort of giving a commission for different services, whether they're recurring services or one-off services, to make sure that the independent practices are rewarded for effectively bringing work to us.
Yeah. So occasionally a client will ask us to do something that's in a bit of a grey area of our expertise. It might be something in the tax planning world. I'm trying to think of an example, something along the lines of inheritance tax planning, which I could potentially cobble together and do a bit of an ad hoc advisory pack and sort something out. And if I did that and delivered it to the client and charged a fee, I'd be taking the risk on my own practice insurance and that the advice was correct. Not being something I do every day, I think that's where the opportunity to refer the work might be more appealing. So to get a cut of the fee without risk is potentially more appealing than trying to get the whole fee and take all the risk and all the stress that comes with it.
Unlock more capacity. Partner with Cottons Group for all your project needs. For our full range of support, check out our brochure. We'd also love to chat to you directly, so please email us on inquiries@cottonsgroup.com to book a meeting.